King Eurystheus, Hercules' cousin and ruler of Mycenae, assigned Hercules his sixth labor, to rid the land near Lake Stymphalia of a flock of monstrous birds. These birds, with their bronze beaks and sharp metallic feathers, had terrorized the local population for years, destroying crops, attacking livestock, and even threatening human life. The Stymphalian birds had become a symbol of fear and chaos in the region, making it nearly impossible for the people to live in peace. Eurystheus knew that this task would be particularly challenging. The Stymphalian birds were not only dangerous but also incredibly elusive. They were known to fly high into the sky, making them difficult to reach. Additionally, their metallic feathers provided them with a degree of protection against conventional weapons. Eurystheus hoped that Hercules' extraordinary strength, courage, and ingenuity would prove equal to the task. He believed that only Hercules had the ability to defeat these monstrous creatures and restore peace to the land. The task of eliminating the Stymphalian birds was a daunting one, but Hercules was determined to succeed. He knew that the people of the region were suffering, and he was determined to do whatever it takes to help them. Hercules was confident in his abilities, and he was eager to prove himself to Eurystheus and the world. The Stymphalian birds had been a source of terror for the people of the region for so long that they had almost come to accept their fate. The birds had driven many people from their homes, and those who remained lived in constant fear. The local farmers were unable to grow crops, and the livestock was constantly under threat. The people of Stymphalia had lost hope, believing that there was no way to escape the tyranny of the birds. Hercules, however, refused to give up. He knew that there must be a way to defeat these monstrous creatures. He was determined to find a solution, no matter how difficult it may be. Hercules believed that with enough courage, determination, and ingenuity, he could overcome any obstacle. The task of eliminating the Stymphalian birds was not just a test of Hercules' strength and courage. It was also a test of his wisdom and resourcefulness. He knew that he could not simply rely on brute force to defeat these creatures. He must use his intelligence and creativity to devise a plan that would allow him to overcome their advantages. As Hercules contemplated the daunting task of eliminating the Stymphalian birds, a sense of foreboding washed over him. The birds' reputation for their monstrous appearance, deadly metallic feathers, and elusive nature was well deserved. He knew that this was not a battle he could win alone. The Stymphalian birds had been terrorizing the region for years, driving people from their homes, destroying crops, and attacking livestock. They were a constant threat, and their presence had cast a pall of fear over the entire area. Hercules understood that defeating these creatures would require more than just brute force. He would need to employ strategy, cunning, and perhaps even divine intervention. With a heavy heart, Hercules decided to seek guidance from the goddess Athena, a renowned Olympian deity associated with wisdom, warfare, and crafts. Athena was known for her patronage of heroes, and Hercules believed that her divine wisdom and strategic prowess may be crucial in defeating the Stymphalian birds. Hercules journeyed to Athena's temple, offering prayers and sacrifices in hopes of gaining her favor. He presented the details of his task, emphasizing the danger posed by the Stymphalian birds and his own limitations in facing them. Hercules expressed his belief that Athena's divine power and strategic guidance could provide him with the means to overcome this seemingly insurmountable challenge. Hercules approached the temple with a mixture of hope and trepidation. He knew that Athena was a powerful deity, and he was not sure if she would even deign to listen to his plea. However, he was determined to try, no matter the outcome. As Hercules waited for Athena's response, he reflected on the gravity of the task before him. He knew that failure could have dire consequences for the people of the region. The Stymphalian birds had become a symbol of terror, and their continued presence could lead to even greater suffering. Hercules was determined to do whatever it takes to protect the innocent and restore peace to the land. As Hercules stood before the temple of Athena, his heart pounding in his chest, he awaited the goddess's response. The silence was broken by a gentle breeze that rustled the leaves of the sacred olive tree. Suddenly, a radiant light filled the temple, and the figure of Athena appeared before him. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, warfare, and crafts, stood tall and majestic, her eyes filled with a mixture of compassion and admiration. She had been watching Hercules from afar, impressed by his unwavering courage and determination. She saw in him a worthy hero, one who was capable of great things. "Hercules, son of Zeus," Athena began, her voice filled with warmth and authority. "I have heard your plea, and I have witnessed your courage. Your task is indeed formidable, but I believe you are capable of overcoming it." Hercules' heart swelled with gratitude. He had hoped for Athena's help, but he had not dared to believe that she would actually agree. He bowed his head in reverence, expressing his thanks for her kindness and support. "I will aid you in your quest," Athena continued. "But remember, this will not be an easy battle. You will need all your strength, courage, and ingenuity. I will provide you with the means to defeat the Stymphalian birds, but it is up to you to use them wisely." Athena then presented Hercules with a pair of magical bronze krotala, noisemakers similar to castanets. These krotala were enchanted with a powerful sound that could frighten even the most fearsome creatures. Athena instructed Hercules on how to use the krotala to drive the Stymphalian birds from their roosts. With the krotala in hand, Hercules felt a surge of confidence. He knew that Athena's gift would be invaluable in his battle against the Stymphalian birds. He was grateful for her support and determined to use her gifts wisely. As Hercules left the temple, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that the road ahead would be difficult, but he was no longer afraid. With Athena's help, he believed that he could overcome any obstacle and defeat the Stymphalian birds. With the magical krotala in hand, Hercules set off for Lake Stymphalia, the home of the monstrous birds. The journey was long and arduous, but Hercules was determined. He knew that the people of the region were suffering, and he was eager to put an end to the terror of the Stymphalian birds. As he approached the lake, Hercules could hear the distant cries of the birds. They were a chilling sound, filled with a sense of menace and aggression. Hercules gripped the krotala tightly, his heart pounding in his chest. The lake was a vast expanse of water, surrounded by dense forests. The Stymphalian birds were known to roost in the trees near the shore, so Hercules must be cautious as he approached. The birds were highly territorial, and they were not afraid to attack anyone who entered their domain. Hercules moved slowly and quietly, hoping to avoid detection. He kept the krotala hidden, waiting for the right moment to use them. As he got closer to the shore, he could see the birds perched in the trees, their metallic feathers glinting in the sunlight. Hercules knew that he must act quickly. He raised the krotala to his lips and struck them together. The sound that erupted was deafening, echoing across the lake. The Stymphalian birds were startled by the noise, their feathers ruffling as they took to the air. Hercules watched as the birds soared above the lake, their wings beating furiously. He knew that this was his chance to strike. He raised his bow and arrow, taking aim at the birds. As the birds flew overhead, Hercules let loose a volley of arrows. The arrows pierced the air, striking several of the birds. The birds cried out in pain, their flight faltering. The Stymphalian birds were not easily defeated. They were fierce and resilient, and they continued to fight back. Hercules must reload his bow and fire again and again. The battle was long and grueling, but Hercules refused to give up. He knew that the fate of the region depended on his victory. Finally, after what seemed like hours, the last of the Stymphalian birds fell from the sky. The air was filled with the sound of their cries as they hit the ground. Hercules stood victorious, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He had defeated the monstrous birds, and he had restored peace to the land. The Stymphalian birds were not ordinary birds. They were monstrous creatures with a fearsome reputation. Their bronze beaks were as hard as steel, capable of piercing the toughest armor. Their feathers were not soft and downy like those of ordinary birds. They were sharp and metallic, resembling deadly blades. These birds were a constant threat to the people of the region. Their bronze beaks could inflict terrible wounds, and their sharp feathers could cut through flesh like butter. The birds were also known to attack in groups, overwhelming their victims with their sheer numbers. The Stymphalian birds had been terrorizing the area for years, driving people from their homes, destroying crops, and attacking livestock. They had created a climate of fear and uncertainty, and their presence had made it nearly impossible for the people to live in peace. The birds were particularly dangerous to farmers and shepherds. Their attacks on livestock had caused significant economic losses, and many farmers had been forced to abandon their land. The birds had also attacked people, and there were stories of entire villages being overrun by these monstrous creatures. The Stymphalian birds were a symbol of terror and chaos in the region. Their presence had cast a pall of fear over the entire area, and the people of Stymphalian lived in constant dread of their attacks. As Hercules stands on the shore of Lake Stymphalia, facing the menacing flock of Stymphalian birds, he raises the krotala to his lips. The instruments are heavy in his hands, their bronze surface reflecting the sunlight. He takes a deep breath and strikes the krotala together. The sound that erupts is unlike anything Hercules has ever heard before. It is a deep, resonant boom that echoes across the lake, carrying with it a wave of terrifying energy. The sound is so powerful that it seems to shake the very ground beneath Hercules' feet. The Stymphalian birds are startled by the sudden noise. They had been perched peacefully in the trees, their metallic feathers glinting in the sunlight. Now they are thrown into a frenzy, their wings flapping wildly as they take to the air. The birds' cries are a cacophony of fear and anger, their voices blending together into a terrifying chorus. Hercules continues to play the krotala, the sound growing louder and more intense with each strike. The birds are terrified, their flight erratic and uncontrolled. They circle above the lake, their eyes wide with fear, their beaks snapping in frustration. The krotala are a powerful weapon, capable of frightening even the most fearsome creatures. Hercules knows that he has found the key to defeating the Stymphalian birds. He continues to play the krotala, driving the birds higher and higher into the sky. As the birds soar above the lake, Hercules prepares to strike. He knows that this is his chance to eliminate the threat they pose. He raises his bow and arrow, taking aim at the flying birds. As the deafening sound of the krotala fills the air, the Stymphalian birds are thrown into a frenzy. Their peaceful perches in the trees are shattered by the sudden onslaught of noise, and they instinctively take to the air in a desperate attempt to escape the terrifying sound. The birds' wings flap wildly, their feathers ruffling in the wind. Their cries are a cacophony of fear and confusion, echoing across the lake. The once serene landscape is now filled with the deafening sound of the krotala and the panic screeching of the birds. The Stymphalian birds are not ordinary birds. They are monstrous creatures with a fearsome reputation, but even they are terrified by the power of the enchanted noisemakers. The krotala's sound has penetrated their very souls, filling them with a primal fear that they cannot resist. The birds soar above the lake, their flight erratic and uncontrolled. They circle in the sky, their eyes wide with terror, their beaks snapping in frustration. The once organized flock is now a chaotic mass of panicked birds, their unity shattered by the fear that has seized them. Hercules watches the birds with a grim satisfaction. He knows that he has found the key to defeating these monstrous creatures. The krotala have driven the birds from their roosts, making them vulnerable to his attack. Now, it is time to strike. As the Stymphalian birds soar above the lake, their wings beating furiously, Hercules raises his bow and arrow, his grip firm and his eyes focused. He takes aim at the birds, selecting a particularly vulnerable target that seems to be faltering in its flight. With a deep breath, Hercules releases the arrow. The arrow flies true, piercing the air with a whistling sound. It strikes the chosen bird with a sickening thud, sending it tumbling from the sky. The bird crashes into the water, its feathers ruffled and its wings broken. Hercules watches the fallen bird with a grim satisfaction. He knows that he has dealt a significant blow to the Stymphalian flock. But he also knows that this is just the beginning. The birds are fierce and resilient, and they will not give up easily. Hercules reloads his bow and takes aim at another bird. This one is flying higher, its wings beating faster. Hercules must adjust his aim accordingly, compensating for the bird's increased speed and altitude. With a steady hand, he releases the arrow. The arrow soars through the air, following a perfect arc. It strikes the bird squarely in the chest, sending it plummeting towards the lake. The bird's cries are a pitiful sound, filled with pain and fear. Hercules continues to fire his arrows, taking aim at the other birds. The birds try to evade his attacks, their flight becoming more erratic and desperate. But Hercules is relentless. He shoots arrow after arrow, each one finding its mark. The Stymphalian birds are no match for Hercules' skill and accuracy. One by one, the birds fall from the sky. Their cries fill the air as they plummet into the lake. The once terrifying flock is now a scattered mess, their power broken. Hercules stands on the shore, watching as the last of the Stymphalian birds falls into the water. He has defeated these monstrous creatures, and he has restored peace to the land. The people of the region will finally be able to live in peace, free from the terror of the Stymphalian birds. As the last of the Stymphalian birds falls into the water, a sense of profound relief washes over Hercules. He has defeated these monstrous creatures, and he has restored peace to the land. The people of the region will finally be able to live in peace, free from the terror that has plagued them for so long. Hercules stands on the shore, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He has fought a long and arduous battle, but it has been worth it. He has proven himself to be a true hero, capable of overcoming even the most daunting challenges. With the Stymphalian birds defeated, Hercules has successfully completed his sixth labor. He has proven himself to Eurystheus and the world, demonstrating his extraordinary strength, courage, and ingenuity. The people of the region look upon him with admiration and gratitude, recognizing him as their savior. Hercules knows that his journey is not over. He still has 6 more labors to complete before he is free. But for now, he can savor the sweet taste of victory. He has overcome one of the most dangerous and terrifying challenges he has ever faced, and he has done so with honor and courage. The defeat of the Stymphalian birds is a significant milestone in Hercules' quest for redemption. It is a testament to his unwavering determination and his unwavering belief in himself. The people of the region will forever remember the day that Hercules arrived and drove away the monstrous birds. His name will be spoken with reverence for generations to come. Hercules stands on the shore, his eyes filled with a mixture of pride and relief. He has accomplished something truly remarkable, and he knows that his efforts have not been in vain. The people of the region are safe, and the land is at peace. Hercules has fulfilled his duty as a hero, and he can now look forward to the challenges that lie ahead. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, warfare, and crafts, played a pivotal role in Hercules' victory over the Stymphalian birds. Her divine guidance and the magical krotala she provided were essential tools in defeating these monstrous creatures. Athena's wisdom was invaluable in helping Hercules understand the nature of the Stymphalian birds and the challenges he would face. She provided him with insights into their behavior, their strengths, and their weaknesses. Athena also helped Hercules devise a strategy for defeating the birds, advising him on the best way to use the krotala and how to avoid the birds' attacks. The krotala, enchanted by Athena, were a powerful weapon against the Stymphalian birds. Their terrifying sound drove the birds from their roosts, making them vulnerable to Hercules' attacks. Without the krotala, Hercules would have been unable to defeat the birds and restore peace to the region. Athena's role in Hercules' victory was not merely that of a provider of magical artifacts. She was a mentor and a guide, offering Hercules the wisdom and support he needed to succeed. Her guidance helped Hercules to overcome his fears and doubts, and her belief in him gave him the courage to persevere. Hercules' victory over the Stymphalian birds is a testament to the power of wisdom and guidance. Athena's role in this triumph is a reminder that even the greatest heroes can benefit from the advice and support of those who are wiser and more experienced. Hercules' victory over the Stymphalian birds was not just a testament to the power of divine intervention and magical artifacts. It was also a testament to Hercules' own skill as a warrior and his unwavering bravery. Hercules was a legendary hero, renowned for his strength, courage, and skill. He was a master of combat, skilled in the use of weapons and tactics. These skills were essential in facing the Stymphalian birds, which were formidable opponents. Hercules' bravery was equally important. The Stymphalian birds were terrifying creatures, capable of causing great harm. But Hercules was not afraid. He faced them with courage and determination, refusing to back down even in the face of overwhelming odds. Hercules' skill and bravery were on full display during his battle with the Stymphalian birds. He used his archery skills to shoot down the flying birds, and he fought with courage and determination to overcome their attacks. His unwavering bravery inspired his allies and terrified his enemies. Hercules' victory over the Stymphalian birds was a testament to his extraordinary qualities as a warrior. He was a hero in every sense of the word, and his courage and skill were essential in defeating these monstrous creatures. The defeat of the Stymphalian birds was a significant milestone in Hercules' overall quest to complete the 12 labors assigned by King Eurystheus. This labor was particularly challenging, requiring Hercules to overcome a formidable foe and demonstrate his extraordinary skills as a warrior. By successfully completing this labor, Hercules proved himself to Eurystheus and the world. He demonstrated his courage, determination, and ingenuity, proving that he was worthy of the title of hero. This victory also boosted Hercules' confidence, and strengthened his resolve to complete the remaining tasks. The defeat of the Stymphalian birds was a crucial step in Hercules' journey towards redemption. He was being punished for killing his own children, and the 12 labors were a test of his character and his ability to atone for his sins. By completing this labor, Hercules showed that he was capable of overcoming adversity and making amends for his past mistakes. The Stymphalian birds were a symbol of terror and chaos, and their defeat marked a turning point for the region. The people of the area were finally able to live in peace, free from the constant threat of these monstrous creatures. Hercules' victory brought hope and relief to the people, and it cemented his status as a hero. The defeat of the Stymphalian birds was a significant step in Hercules' overall quest to complete the 12 labors. It was a victory that demonstrated his extraordinary qualities as a warrior and a hero, and it paved the way for his eventual redemption. Thank you for watching. Please comment below what you would like to see next.